Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So the time has finally come for us to talk about periods and nutrition. This has been such a highly requested video from you guys, and I wanted to make sure that I was giving you the right type of information and the best kind of value of information. So I've compiled a little bit of scientific research to share with you all and some anecdotal evidence as well, which I'm so excited about. So I did a call out on my Instagram a couple weeks ago asking women who have transitioned to a plant-based diet to kind of share their experiences and share how they found that it changed their menstrual cycle and female health in general, and the feedback was insane. A few ladies sent me videos of their entire experiences and how they found that going plant-based really changed their period, and I'm going to be sharing those videos with you at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned. For now, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of just how nutrition can affect your period. These two things are so tightly interlinked. Whatever you eat, whatever you put into your body has a big effect on every single chemical reaction that's going on. So of course it's going to affect something so huge like your period. Now, we're not really advised to think about food when it comes to preventing or even curing things like endometriosis, polycystic ovary syndrome, fibroids, or even dysmenorrhea. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into endo, PCOS, or fibroids because they're really personal diseases and they're quite severe. So it would be really irresponsible for me to try and generally give advice for those kind of things, but I do one-on-one nutritional health coaching services over Skype, so it doesn't matter where in the world you are. If you are interested in learning more about your menstrual, digestive, or skin health, or improving anything to do with those areas, hit me up. I'll leave more information about that in the description box below. So for now, what we're going to focus on is dysmenorrhea. It sounds like a really scary long word. It's not. It's just the medical term for painful periods. A study showed that the risk factors of dysmenorrhea include heavy periods, depression, smoking as a coping mechanism, and nulliparity, which is when a woman has never given birth, either by choice or for other reasons. And it also applies to women who have given birth to stillborn babies. So I think it's kind of safe to say that having a heavy, extremely painful period is not the healthiest period, and it's definitely something that we should take notice of and take action with, especially if it can lead to serious fertility problems. Despite all of this, very few women actually seek treatment for dysmenorrhea, and I truly believe this is because the standard of our health is set very, very low. We normalize things like frequent stomach aches, like nausea, like migraines, like very uncomfortable, heavy, painful periods. This stuff is all very normalized, so why would we need to seek treatment for it? Now, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I speak about periods with my girlfriends or with my clients, the conversation is always very negative. It's always centered around, oh my God, I'm in so much pain when I'm on my period, my stomach hurts so much, always get so many cramps, my back hurts, I'm bedridden, that kind of thing. When I was younger, I used to have the worst periods, like so painful, bedridden, excruciating pain, wouldn't want to do anything. And I remember I used to read like girls magazines, as you do, absolute trash. And there was always something in them about, 5 ways to make your period better or something like that. Just like assuming that everyone's period sucks. So when you grow up around stuff like that, you kind of take on that mentality that yes, my period hurts, that's normal, I'm okay, I don't need to seek treatment for this, everyone gets it. Anyways, in these magazines, the main thing that was always there was something about just eat crap, just eat junk food when you're on your period, it will make you feel better, and that is just the most counterproductive thing that you can do. Now, don't get twisted, I am all about eating intuitively and listening to your body, but eating junk and processed food in the long term, it ain't gonna make you feel better. It might make you feel better in that instant, but if you're suffering from dysmenorrhea, that's not the thing that is gonna help. So dysmenorrhea is caused by inflammation. So if you go to the doctor and say, yo doc, I'm having excruciating period pains, help a sister out, what can I do? There's a couple things that they might say. The first could be, here, take this anti-inflammatory medication. It will probably be something steroid based, and what that will do is it will curb the inflammation for a short period of time, and you'll have a bunch of other side effects. Not great for the body. The second option could be, here, take this contraceptive pill, and that will pump a load of foreign man-made hormones into your body, and it will completely flip your balance upside down. You'll probably feel really erratic. Again, it's just not the best for your health. In short, the contraceptive pill basically reduces the amount of blood that's released on your period, so the amount of pain that you feel is also decreased. Now, if the cause of dysmenorrhea is inflammation, then the long-term cure is an anti-inflammatory plant-based diet. You guys all knew that I was getting to that. Don't act surprised. We all knew I was gonna say it. In a crossover study, 33 women suffering from painful periods were put on a plant-based diet for 2 menstrual cycles, and for the following 2 cycles, they went back to whatever their regular diet was, and they took a placebo supplement. Now, these women in the first 2 months experienced significant reductions in menstrual pain duration, in pain intensity, and improvements in their PMS symptoms. So when the researchers requested that they went back to their original diet, several of them just flat out refused because they felt so good on a plant-based diet after just 2 months. These women were also surveyed during the plant-based portion of the study, and they said that they felt that they were losing weight, they had increased energy, and they also had better digestion. So it really goes to show that once you start feeling the effects of what a plant-based diet can do for the body, you are way more likely to want to keep it up. And the sooner you start, the better, because prevention is a lot smarter than cure. And you don't just have to take my word for it. I am so excited to be sharing these videos with you guys. So these are the videos from a bunch of amazing women who said that they felt a plant-based diet really improved their menstrual health. So yeah, check it out.
I've been plant-based since 2014. I didn't think that there was a real correlation between menstrual health and being plant-based or vegan.
So I've been vegan for almost 2 years now, and a couple of the changes that I've noticed is that they are generally shorter.
So before I went vegan, I used to get really bad cramps when I was on my period. After I went vegan, my cramps weren't as painful, but they would still get pretty bad from time to time.
I've been vegan for 3 years now, and since going vegan, I've seen a big difference on my body, a positive difference on my body and my skin. But best of all, I've seen a big difference with my period.
I have been vegan for 2.5 years, during which my menstrual health has gotten a lot better.
It saddens me that as women we grow up believing that our period is supposed to be painful. It's just one of those things, and there's not much we can really do about it.
I've been vegan for about 3 years, and I was vegetarian maybe about 13 years or so beforehand. I have noticed a difference within my menstrual cycle since going vegan, which I do attribute to a more plant-based diet, dairy-free diet, because I was vegetarian before and I did have awful periods.
They are generally less painful as well. Not to say that the pain has subsided completely, which is something that I'm definitely gonna work towards within the health of my body. But yeah, it's definitely not as debilitating, and I can still kind of go on about my day and not worry about dying from like crippling pain.
My period is so much lighter now, and I barely get cramps anymore. If anything, I do get bloated, and I've noticed that when I do get cramps, the pain is so minimal. Like, I can still function as a person. That was impossible before when I used to get cramps.
So before going vegan, my period used to be irregular and also very heavy and very, very painful. I was in bed with a hot water bottle and just struggling for a few days just to even get out of bed. It was very painful. But since going vegan, it's been less painful.
I don't get as many PMS symptoms as I used to. My cramps have gotten a lot better.
It sounds silly thinking about it now, but I never really made the connection between my diet and my period.
I actually have a pain-free period, so I used to dread my period. I used to have to be on painkillers just to get through it. Now it just comes and it goes, and it's just a part of my life, and it doesn't have such a strong effect as it used to.
So since being like plant-based, my periods have been lighter, they have been shorter, like genuinely about 2 days, 3 days, and that's it, my period's over.
When I first turned vegan, I was still consuming a lot of processed foods and sugary foods, and my periods were still bad. And I used to think to myself, why are my periods still bad? Because I always do all this research, and they used to say, oh, your periods will get much better, but they were still really bad.
I've also noticed that I only get cramps when I eat junk food. So what is my point? If you eat a healthy plant-based diet, it will change the way that you feel when you're on your period.
A few months down the line, I decided to go on for a whole food to plant-based diet, which is a big difference between just solely being vegan.
When I eat unhealthy vegan food, so when I eat foods that are high in sugar and oil and just foods that are processed, I do see it is painful for me and my period is heavy. However, when I eat, healthy plant-based whole food diet, then there's no pain. I can just go about my day and function as normal.
My period has gotten brighter in the color, but my flow is still the same, so it hasn't gotten smaller or bigger.
Yeah, I don't get cramps anymore as badly. My flow isn't as bad, so I'm not always self-conscious about, oh my goodness, have I leaked or something because it was that bad. And that just goes to show how beneficial a plant-based diet is.
They come like clockwork, and it really, really, really was affected by the things that I was eating, because prior to being plant-based, I did have heavier periods. I did have much more pain when I was like coming on my period.
So yeah, everything has gotten a lot better and I'm enjoying it.
My period's a lot lighter now. It's not as painful. Of course, I get the sensation still that it's there, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be.
Like, I get a little bit of a stomachache and I'm like, oh yeah, I know what time it is. I don't have any other symptoms, which I'm so lucky for, but I think my diet has 100% contributed to that.
It was only when I went to a more plant-based whole foods diet, it got so much better. So I think that's the main thing, is eat whole foods, plant-based, and yeah, you will have better periods.
I can only tell you so much though. You have to go and try it out for yourself.
A whole food, plant-based diet is the best for your health because it works in harmony with nature.
If you can relate to any of those incredible health improvements, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to read about your experiences. And if you are interested in a plant-based diet, hit me up, because I do group coaching programs online for anyone who wants to transition long-term to a plant-based diet. You get loads of resources, ebooks, recipe books, shopping lists. You get guidance and accountability from myself, support from the group, and it's all about making small changes that lead to long-term habitual change. So yeah, if you're interested in a plant-based diet, hit me up and I can add you to the group. Before you leave, please hit that subscribe button, because I am nearly at 50,000 subscribers. How the hell did that happen? Hit the subscribe button, help me reach that insane milestone. If you like my videos, it would be a huge help for you to share them, share my channel with your friends, and get them all to subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me. Be sure to check out my last video where I talk to you all about the current care products that I'm using. And I also talk about period pads in that one, which is an important thing for healthy periods in general. So definitely check that one out, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah.